Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail Bike Rack on our 2024 Kia Sportage. Now if you've had any experience with the guide rail, or if you watch this video and have questions about it, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We love to take those and use them to help our other neighbors make the best decisions for themselves. Now the RockyMounts GuideRail is a 2-bike platform bike rack that'll work in your 2x2-inch hitch. It does have a weight capacity of 60 pounds per bike, so if you have a lighter weight e-bike, it would be able to work with that as well. It is wheel mounted, so it is also great if you have a custom paint job or a carbon fiber frame. However, if your bike does have fenders, you may want to consider a different platform rack that would attach to the frame for you. Now, the way this is going to work is actually really easy. It's got these little kind of clamps that'll go up against the wheel like this. They will ratchet down incrementally, and what they will do is hold the bike in position like this. Now, as far as how it fits on the Kia Sportage, it is actually giving us a decent amount of room back here. I would be conscious of where I put my pedals for two reasons. One, I think if you had them higher up here, any movement in the bike rack while going down the road might risk bumping into that. So if you keep it down here lower, or in this kind of more cutout section where the license plate is, I think that would be a really safe place for them. Also, pedal placement, it might be kind of strategic of you to get them in a certain arrangement so that you have good visibility out of your rear view camera. But one of the most common questions you'll get with a platform bike rack is, do I have liftgate access? And the answer is absolutely yes. We'll be able to do that through this blue handle underneath here. And we're going to pull this back and slowly lower it down. Now keep in mind, if you have this fully loaded at 60 pounds per bike, you really want to make sure you're bracing yourself to let it down and not let it, catch you in the head with the handlebars or anything. But after we've got it deployed, we can go ahead and open our lift gate. Now we've got full access back here, even with a loaded rack. We can get out any of our equipment, more water, sit down, take a rest, change our shoes, whatever we made to do. The point is, we're going to have full lift gate access with the bike rack on. And when it comes time to get it back into its upright position, we're just simply going to do the opposite of what we did to get it down. We'll pull our level, we'll put it right up into position until we hear that loud, audible click. And now we're ready to hit the road. Now, as far as loading and unloading bike rack goes, it's a fairly simple procedure. We're going to go ahead and hold on to our bike, make sure it stays upright, depress this blue lever here, and that's going to release this and allow us to move it back down off of the wheel and out of the way. We're going to repeat this process on this side. Now, one of the things about the design of this rack is they don't really make it too easy to do this while holding on to the bike. So I think if you just depress the lever and just kind of keep it upright, maybe work it a little bit at a time, you can get it down. But I think if you just have one side all the way down, you could have a hold of it, roll it all the way back, and then lift it off your bike rack much more easily. Might be a little more difficult with those 60-pound bikes, but that's the best way to get it off of there if you're out by yourself hitting the trail. Now, I had mentioned with the bike on that we are a little bit limited in our visibility, so it is a good idea to know just what kind of footprint this is leaving behind our vehicle. So from the bumper to the furthest part of the rack, we are at 27 inches. So a little bit over 2 feet extra coming off of your bumper. Just bear that in mind when the bikes are on here and you need to squeeze into a tight parking spot or back up somewhere. And ground clearance is another thing, which I think this is actually going to be exceptional. Because the shank itself curves upward, plus it's got a tiered system here for the bike trays, the ground clearance on this rack, if I'm going from the handle right here, is 22.5 inches. That's more than enough clearance to tackle any of those inclines or steep driveways that you might come across without bottoming out with the rack. And when you're traveling without the bike on at all, we also have a stowaway position for this rack. We will use that same blue handle, just lift it upwards and into the vehicle just like that. And now it's stowed against the vehicle. We're going to reduce our footprint at this point quite significantly. We got it all the way down to just under 10 inches. So that's all that's going to be back here and all you really have to worry about when you don't have bikes on here. Now, this is a really, really snug fit. Okay, I mean, I almost can't get fingers through back here. So because bike racks and like most hitch accessories tend to have some movement going on back here when you're driving around with them, I'm going to highly recommend that you pick up our etrailer hitch collar. Now what this is going to do is it's going to basically clamp down on the shank of your bike rack, pin it against the edge or the wall of your hitch receiver and not allow it to move. So as you can see with this added on, there's really no movement to the rack itself. It is shaking the car, so it's in there nice and tight. But I would highly recommend it with this particular bike rack, mainly because of how snug it gets to the bumper when it's in its upright position. So that's a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail 2-bike hitch bike rack on our 2024 Kia Sportage. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.